Look around our solar system. For 4.5 billion years, only one planet has produced self-aware entities capable of physics, poetry, and planetary destruction. This radical, asymmetrical outcome, the emergence of complex intelligence, was not inevitable. It was a cosmic lottery win, driven by bizarre, specific, and often accidental evolutionary pressures. We often frame intelligence as the ultimate goal of evolution. But from a purely biological perspective, a bacterium is arguably more successful than a human, surviving and multiplying with almost zero metabolic cost. Our massive brains demand 20% of our energy intake, a staggering burden. This investigation asks, why did life pay that extraordinary price? The evolution of intelligence is not a linear climb up a ladder, but a chaotic divergence driven by local selective pressures. To understand our unique leap, we must first backtrack, tracing the neural architecture from its humble beginnings. The simple shift from reaction to anticipation. The first major cognitive arms race occurred during the Cambrian explosion. Once life developed vision, the ability to see and react quickly became crucial. Predators needed to anticipate prey movement. Prey needed to instantaneously predict threat vectors. Perception, not just size, began to drive neural complexity. But individual brilliance has limits. A key incubator for higher intelligence is group dynamics. Species like crows, dolphins, and elephants, which exhibit sophisticated problem-solving, all share complex, long-lasting social structures. In these settings, the pressure to outthink your peers, cooperate, deceive, and manage alliances becomes the most potent selective force. This leads us to the critical concept of theory of mind. It is the ability to impute mental states, beliefs, desires, intentions to others. Monkeys can solve puzzles, but only a creature with robust theory of mind can anticipate a betrayal. This metacognitive ability is the foundation of culture, law, and shared mythology. The hominid lineage began paying that heavy cognitive tax when we descended from the trees. Bipedalism freed the hands, turning them into instruments of precision and invention. This created a feedback loop. Tools require dexterity, dexterity sharpens the brain, and a smarter brain invents better tools. However, the single greatest catalyst for sustained brain growth wasn't hunting, but cooking. When Homo erectus mastered fire, they outsourced the energy-intensive process of digestion. Cooked food provided far more usable calories, allowing us to dramatically shrink the gut and divert that metabolic energy directly to the skull. This energy surplus provided the fuel, but language provided the operating system. Language is not just communication, it is cognitive compression. It allows us to externalize and share incredibly complex internal models of reality, accelerating cumulative cultural evolution beyond the speed of genetic change. Imagine the advantage. One individual can figure out how to weave a sturdy rope, and within a generation, the entire community benefits from that intellectual discovery. This communal superbrain allowed complex planning, resource management, and ultimately, dominance over specialized species. But the journey was fraught with contingency. Neanderthals, for example, had larger brains than modern humans, yet they ultimately perished. The accepted hypothesis suggests that while they were physically powerful and intelligent, their social structures and capacity for abstract symbolic thought may have been less flexible than Homo sapiens. The cognitive revolution, occurring roughly 70,000 years ago, was the moment we truly broke the evolutionary speed limit. It wasn't just higher intelligence. It was a qualitative shift, the birth of fiction, religion, and complex abstract hierarchy. We began to live in a reality built primarily on shared belief, not just physical fact. This brings us to a crucial modern paradox. Intelligence granted us godlike control over our environment, but it has not necessarily granted us wisdom. Our capacity for long-term planning struggles against the short-term reward circuits inherited from our hunter-gatherer ancestors. We are cognitively brilliant, yet ecologically naive. For the first time in history, we are forced to redefine intelligence outside of our own species. Look at the octopus, a creature whose decentralized nervous system and astonishing problem-solving skills evolved entirely independently, separated by 500 million years of evolution. This independent emergence proves that intelligence is a recurring solution to highly complex environments. But today, the environment is digital. We are no longer the apex of cognitive evolution. We are the transitional phase leading to artificial general intelligence. The next great leap will not be biological but computational. AGI bypasses the metabolic constraint entirely. It will not require millions of years to evolve language or tool use. It will internalize and optimize all human knowledge in milliseconds. We are now spectators to the evolution we initiated. So, the story of intelligence is the story of contingency. It took a climate shift, a freed hand, a cooked meal, and the shared capacity for fiction to bootstrap the modern human mind. It was an expensive accident, constantly on the brink of failure, driven less by destiny and more by the need to manage increasingly complicated social debt. This accidental brilliance is our inheritance and our greatest risk. Understanding how we became intelligent is the only way to safeguard the wisdom needed to manage the next evolutionary step, the emergence of non-biological minds. The question remains, can our accidental intelligence navigate its own intentional obsolescence? Let me know your thoughts on this cognitive journey in the comments below. And if this deep dive sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe.